A very good day to all of you in this live interactive session of ours, which we generally do with you to take your queries, to discuss your questions. And today, again, we are focusing on one of the very common diseases which has recently become more common due to COVID, because there was restriction to homes for the kids, as a result of which we saw a lot of increase in the cases of autism in recent times. So autism and what Ayurveda can do in autism, that is entirely a very big and a very major question that comes in minds of all those who are having kids who are not speaking. The first major thing which comes in the mind of a person when the child is not speaking is that the child should not be tagged with any disease. Nobody wants the child to be tagged with a particular condition, and that is why many a times the patient, I won't say patient, the parents of the kid, they will take a lot of time in accepting that yes, there is something wrong with the child and that something needs to be done for the improvement. So that is one of the major reasons why later on precious time in a child's age is wasted. I always say in all my lives that autism is a temporary phase in the life of a child if treated timely. Now, timely is the most important thing which we need to remember over here. Many a times, the patients, when I travel across the globe, the parents, they come to me with all kinds of questions. One of the common questions which comes in the mind of the parents is that in reality, is autism treatment possible, and if it's possible, why is it not possible in allopathy, and why do the allopathic doctors, they have to say that it is not possible? So that is something which comes in the mind of many parents when they approach us. The thing which we are to remember over here is that, see, when we talk about allopathy, in allopathy the only treatment currently available for autism is those special kind of psychotherapies. They can be done by the psychotherapist, like ABA, that is applied behavior application, the speech therapy. There are various kinds of psychotherapies and various kinds of special educations which are becoming more and more common for children nowadays when we talk about autism treatment. And there is nothing wrong in that. There is nothing wrong in that. While I'm speaking it out, please keep on asking your question. I'm waiting for your questions to be asked. So it was one of the question which I was just replying back, and I have replied back to it, and coming back to our discussion in today's live, that see, is autism treatable? Can a person come out of, a child come out of this condition? So the answer to this question is that although the allopathic world feels that there is no way in which a person can come out of autism, but honestly speaking, as far as Ayurveda is concerned, and more specifically, not just the normal Ayurveda, but specifically the research which I have done in Ayurveda on autism, I combined, if I talk about myself, it was not easy for me also to be giving treatment to those little children suffering from autism. So I did my own research. And when I did my own research, I firstly had to study Ayurveda, then I had to combine some psychology into it. That is why I studied counseling psychology. And once I studied counseling psychology, then I combined the subjects of both of those. And then both those subjects were added on in my research. I researched on certain herbs, how they work nicely in kids suffering from autism. And today, by the grace of Almighty, since last many years, we have been doing it for so many children across the globe, where we combine the modern days psychotherapy. See, we are not against any kind of psychotherapy. In fact, my research also shows that when Ayurvedic herbs are being administered to a child, psychotherapy is something which is a requirement to give the best of recovery at that time. So when an allopathic doctor tells you that, see, it's not possible to bring a kid out of autism, and those herbs are not going to help out. See, with due respect to everything that is being done in the allopathic world for autism, I would just like to tell you that any kind of herbs which are being given to your child through us are thoroughly researched. There are so many herbs which are mentioned over there in Ayurveda by our ancients. Many of those herbs, they are working on the conscious mind, and there are so many herbs which work on the subconscious mind. So the conscious and the subconscious, these are the two minds which nature has given us. The conscious mind is the perceiving mind. The conscious mind will take and accept the stimulus. It will look around the world, it will see what is being asked from it, and it will be working as per the requirement, the inputs, the perception of the world around. And the subconscious is the major mind, the learning mind, with all the stored knowledge in it, with all the kind of trainings that have been given being there into it. So the subconscious mind has it all that is required. Unluckily, an autistic child, when the stimulus, that is the perception, is brought inside by the conscious mind, the subconscious mind is not able to respond back with a quick pace in a coordinated way, as a result of which the autistic child may not be able to speak in a proper way, may not be able to socialize in a proper way, just like a normal kid. In majority of those cases, when we go for the MRI scan of the child, the MRI scan comes out to be perfect. So there lies the importance of Ayurveda, because when we talk about the allopathic world, they definitely can be working on some kind of problem if it is there in the MRI report or in the brain. But when there is no problem over there in the brain, there is no major allopathic treatment that can be done. So there lies the importance of Ayurveda, that when those herbs are combined with proper kind of treatment, that is the psychotherapy part, the child gives a miraculous recovery. There is a question coming from the end of Mr. Herman. Does the elder child of age around 10 to 13 years suffering from autism can be cured completely and live normal life? See, unluckily the answer to this question is that no. He cannot be completely cured. He can definitely improve a lot. See, when I talk about autism treatment, we are having children who come to us at all ages. The younger the age, the more perfectly we can bring the child out of the condition. So if the child is already 10 to 13 years of age, there's a lot of improvement that we can make in the child. The child will not have to take those suppressants, will not have to take those sleep inducing drugs in allopathy. Rather, we will be giving the child those kind of things which will empower the subconscious mind, reducing the hyperactivity of the child, and in fact increasing the activity of the subconscious mind, as a result of which the child becomes more and more normal. He may not be able to become absolutely normal as a normal child if the age is above 10 years of age when the child is coming to us, but he definitely improves, and he improves a lot. So that is why the younger the age in which we start the treatment for autism, the better it is for the child to be cured. So that is something which a parent has to accept. So the moment you come to know that the child is having autism like symptoms, the best thing over there is to make sure that without delaying even a single day, we do accept that yes, the child may be having autism, because the diagnosis, and then after the diagnosis, deciding the right kind of treatment. And when I say right kind of treatment, herbs which we use and the psychotherapy which is added on with those herbs, if those are given collectively, miracles happen in children suffering from autism. The reason for that a herb will give a particular effect on the mind, and that effect can then be utilized towards the betterment of the child by the psychotherapist, by the experts, by the parents. A very important pillar towards the treatment of a child suffering from autism is the parents, or the ones who are around the child. Many a time when the parents, they approach me, they simply can be seen that they have already lost hope, because they have been trying so many things. And that is what I tell them at that time that now when you are there with us, you need to keep all the hope, because we require some time, a few years, where the parents are really positive and the parents are working as per the guidance which we give to the parents. So that is why, if as a team, we, then our psychotherapist and the parents, they start working on the child definitely can come out of this temporary condition which is autism. So that is something which is really very important for all parents to realize, that even when the allopathic world says that autism is something where nothing can be done, no herbs, no kind of medicines are going to work, my research shows that no, they do work. The only thing which we require to do over there is the right steps taken at the right kind of time. So thank you all for being listening to us patiently. You can always ask your question and response in the comments box to our videos. Stay tuned, and for all of you who have been taking treatments from us, make sure you do not miss out on the lives. They are really very important for you, because it's a coordinated effort where we want to welcome your questions, your queries, so that we together can bring your child out of this condition.